Hello and welcome to the Watch Kaki channel, where we bring you all the good and honest watch reviews. If you haven't done so, please click the subscribe button and come back here every week because I've got new videos uploaded for all my viewers. Thank you very much. In today's video, we are going to review this metal clad G-Shock right in front of me in the studio here, and this model here, reference number is GM110SCM. So it is clear that this model here follows the recent trend of G-Shocks getting that metal case, metal bezel treatment. So this watch here is based off that model GMA-S110. This is based off a medium size or a small size G-Shock, so aim at probably the ladies or guys with smaller wrists. So this is based off the model GMA-S110. It follows exactly the same dimensions. We're going to look into that later on in the review. And let's take some time to thank our boutique for kindly loaning this watch for review. Thank you very much, our boutique. Thank you very much, Eric. So on a whole, this watch here is no different from the standard G-Shock with plastic casing and all that. The only difference being they have included or put in a bezel made of steel, and there's some interesting prints going on in the steel bezel. So this one here has got a camouflage print, and I think it looks really cool. So let's just zoom in a little bit as I talk to you about the case dimension. So this watch here, officially I think it's got a case size of 48mm, but I measured with my digital calipers, and from the left to right here, the widest points of the watch, it measures in at 48.9mm. The thickness here is about 16.5 from the base of the case back here to the highest point of the bezel. Alright, so I don't know how Casio measures thickness, so most likely they would measure just the case, but I decided to measure until the top of the bezel here. So due to the metal case, the stainless steel case here, this watch is slightly heavier than standard G-Shock models with resin case. So this one measures in at 92.6 grams on the digital scale. So just for comparison, I've got a GA700 here. This watch is like my daily beater kind of watch, and this one weighs in at 74.6 grams. At the time of this video, the GM-110 retails at Singapore dollars 329. So if you go to our boutique, speak to Mr. Eric for a while, maybe, just maybe, you get a slight discount. Gotta try your luck on that. And on to the case design and build quality. So at first look, you really notice the very cool camouflage print on the bezel and case. So I'm just going to bring it closer to the lens here, and you can see that they've got this digital camouflage prints going on the case and bezel here. Really nice. I would say this is like a winter camouflage kind of style because it's got that white grey look to it, and that print carries over to the strap here. So this is a transparent strap, but they've also got a really cool camouflage print on it. And the overall build quality on the case here, I would say, is acceptable. No rough edges at all. Very standard, machine, CNC machining kind of thing, and I don't think anyone would be disappointed at this price point. Just take a look at the really cool camouflage prints here. So under different lighting or angles, you see it differently. So from here, I think you get a good idea of how it looks. Really cool camouflage prints going on. So this watch here is not entirely made of stainless steel. Now, apart from the resin strap here, they've also got a resin or plastic main body, or a mid case, if you would call it. So the button, the mid case, they're still made of standard G-Shock style plastic, and I think that is to keep the cost and keep the weight down. And all the buttons here, all 4 buttons here, they are very well protected by button guards. You've got really nice button guards that really reminds me of those huge mud guards or fenders, on 4x4 vehicles, SUVs, whatever you want to call them. And I think they look really good, look rugged, and they do a good job in protecting the buttons. The feel and operation of the buttons here are really good. Let's just take a look. So I'm gonna toggle between the modes here. I'll run through review the modes in a while. So button here is really nice and easy to depress. And this being a very standard G-Shock model, there's nothing unusual about this one. No solar, no multi-band. So we've got really standard functions, and let's just take a look. So the first toggle gives you the stopwatch, so very useful in timing your runs and timing how long you take to reach the bus stop or MRT station. Let's do a reset here. So you can see everything goes back, lines up really nicely. So I'm going to toggle again, and this is the timer function. I never get to find out how to use the timer functions on these watches. So the next one would be world time, and you can see here on the top display Madrid. Madrid, and I'm going to change it now, and I think this is Berlin. So world time function, and this is alarm, and we finally go back to timekeeping mode. So on the timekeeping mode screen, you also get a choice to toggle between looking at the digital time and the date function. So over here, this 7-20, it stands for July 20th, and this is the ticking seconds counter. So overall, you do feel that Casio is charging a slight upcharge for building these watches with stainless steel bezel. So this one here, I think there's an upcharge about 100 Singapore dollars, 80 to 100 Singapore dollars. So I would say it's worth it, given the fact that it's got a really nice printed bezel and strap here. Feels quite good here, but of course there is some concern about the long-term durability of this strap here, in the sense that I think all these transparent straps, they tend to turn yellow over a period of time. So if you're concerned about that, or if you're fussy about such things, maybe not a good choice to look at these models here with transparent straps. So let's move on and talk about the dial design and the layout. So at first glance, I must tell you my honest opinion of this dial here, it really looks like a big mess. It looks really messy, and the legibility here is definitely an issue because set against the white positive display and with everything being so shiny, I can't really read the hour and minute hands at first glance. So might have to take a second look, especially when the hour and minute hands, they are very close together. So I think legibility suffers as a result, and I also got the feedback that the digits here, they don't look very dark. They are quite light, if I may say so. They look like a shade of dark grey. So I think if it's made darker here, the digital display, I think legibility will again improve. So if I were to pull back the watch further, if you are doing your daily activities like driving or riding a motorcycle and all that, just take a look. I don't think you can read the time very easily. And it's because there's very little contrast between the hand and the dial and the background and all that. So zooming back out, we're going to do a size comparison between the small size or medium size G-Shock here and the XL size here. So I've got the GA700, and like I said, this is my daily watch. Wear these things to work. They're very good, very lasting, very durable, very tough. That's why they're called G-Shock. So just take a look at the size comparison here. So you do notice that this is a much smaller watch, the GM110, and in terms of thickness as well, it's a smidge thinner. This is like 18 millimeters, the GA700, and this one here is about 16.5. So you really do feel the difference in terms of size. And let's take a look at the fake wrist shot here. This is a staged wrist shot, so I haven't taken off the wrapper on the buckle, so I'm just gonna show you the wrist shot in this way. Must admit that the medium or small size G-Shocks, they actually fit my wrist better. Less lug gaps here, much less, and I think overall the size is more suitable for men with smaller wrists or even for ladies. So there you have it. That was my full review of the GM110SCM. This is a really cool watch with metal case, metal bezel, and it's got that really good looking camouflage print here. So the entire watch does feel like a winter camouflage design, but the only downside about this watch is legibility seems to suffer. I think there definitely ought to be more contrast between the hands and the dial. So take a look here. If the handset is like made in a darker shade, probably gray or off-white or something like that, it's going to improve on legibility. All right, so hope you like this watch, hope you like this review, hope you like George. I'll see you here next week. This is the Watch Lucky. Bye bye.